We carry the entirety of human knowledge right in our pockets. Yet, beneath our hyper-connected world, we are witnessing a cultural epidemic, collective stupidity. This environment prioritizes rapid emotional reactions over deep contemplation. The modern world encourages you to feel and react instantly, because a mind in a constant state of reaction is easier to predict. Because the volume of information is too massive for any single person to process, we have begun to outsource our reasoning to the masses. We scan a headline, check what our digital tribe thinks, and instantly adopt their outrage as our own. We no longer form opinions through patient research, we simply mirror the collective. This is a trade. We surrender individual intellectual independence in exchange for the comfort of ideological conformity. When we mirror the outrage of the crowd, we absorb their conclusions without inspection. This allows the feed to set our moral boundaries and define our worldview. The steering wheel of your mind has been handed to an algorithm. Our susceptibility comes down to biology. Human brains are designed to conserve energy, which means they prefer taking psychological shortcuts. When we are overwhelmed by information, our cognitive defenses collapse. This chart shows the tipping point where incoming data drains our mental energy to zero. Nuance requires energy that an exhausted brain doesn't have. In this state, we stop evaluating facts and start relying entirely on raw emotion. The architects of our digital reality understand this flaw. They flood your feed with non-stop crises and manufactured division to keep you in a state of constant mental exhaustion. An exhausted mind is a predictable mind, and a predictable mind is the primary product of the attention economy. The digital ecosystem succeeds by design. It bypasses conscious thought specifically to commercialize our predictability. Smartphones only accelerated a problem that existed long before the first app. Modern schooling was engineered during the Industrial Revolution to mirror the logic of the factory floor. The goal was to produce compliant workers, individuals who follow instructions, memorize data, and fit into an economic machine. It prioritized obedience over curiosity. When a system built for passive obedience meets a digital ecosystem that monetizes short attention spans, the result is a loop of mechanical compliance. This creates manufactured consent. Society surrenders its autonomy to whoever controls the narrative, often without realizing they've stopped steering their own thoughts. A quiet counterculture is beginning to realize that constant connectivity is making them anxious and intellectually hollow. This is where the rebellion begins. Reclaiming your mind is an internal shift. It does not require you to destroy your technology or live like a hermit. The practice is metacognition, thinking about your own thinking. It requires an observer node to regulate incoming data. When a headline makes you furious, you pause. You ask if it's true or just engineered to trigger anger. Metacognition acts as a manual system override. It forces a critical pause that allows you to dismantle your own assumptions. The first weapon in this rebellion is the courage to admit, I don't know enough about this yet to have an opinion. And the second weapon is sustained attention. In a culture of 5-second loops, focusing on a single complex idea for hours is a superpower. Sitting in silence or reading a difficult book actively rewires the brain to resist the frantic pacing of the feed. Every time you refuse to join an online mob, you win a battle. Choosing deep understanding over a quick dopamine hit reclaims your mental territory. A calm, independent mind is a threat to the status quo. It cannot be bought, and it cannot be frightened into submission. In the 21st century, freedom is defined by cognitive sovereignty. Protect your attention, challenge your biases, reclaim your mind.